So the main intent of this particular course is to just let everyone have an hands-on experience on how do an actual testing project will look about. Okay. So we are safely assuming that every one of you are aware about the manual testing process. Okay. Uh, and we are safely assuming that you just know how the entire STLC phase, the software testing lifecycle phase. If no, just let us know prior. Okay. So before I start, right, I just want to give a glimpse about what exactly this course is all about. So this particular training, we just term it as part of the MOST training that we are all you might be aware. Okay. So I'm just creating a document in Google Docs where we will start what you say posting your queries or any issues. Okay, so that it will act as a medium between you and me. Okay. And also any questions which you might not or you may not be able to ask in the session, you can use it as a medium to contact me. Okay, so this would be a QA live project. Okay, so the expectations I just wanted to set up prior. Okay, the expectations is we all know about the STLC model and know and have good knowledge on the various areas of testing and types of testing. Okay, so if anyone is unaware of it, please go through the QA live videos which we have done 2 weeks back. Okay, now what will we do in this current project, current training is we will have a application called as TurnWave. Okay, this is yet to be released into the market. This is the flagship product of ITeLearn. So for every live project, right, we create one or the other applications and make sure that is being tested by the people who all have joined this particular class, so that they can keep it in their resumes and project as the actual project they have done so far. Okay. Now this based on the numbers who joined this live project, we will divide it into a team. Of 5 members each. Okay, and they will do all the testing activities, right, starting from requirement gathering, then requirement analysis, then test plan / test strategy creation, and then you start writing test cases. Then you will create your test suite. Okay, test suite based on the sprint model, sprint or the what do you say, the release model, whatever is the model. Okay, and then you will execute them. Execution, defect management, and then pre-release activities. So once we cover all this, we are pretty much sure that we have done the complete QA life cycle. Okay, so typically this will happen in a 2 weeks time, 2 to 3 weeks time. Okay, we will do it in a 2 to 3 weeks time, where in a week we will have 2 to 3 sessions. Okay. Generally, if it is on Monday, then we will meet on Wednesday, and then on Friday. So we'll have a 1 day gap each, so that you can work out on any of these phases. What are all the phases we have, right? So you can work out on them. If you have any questions, you can post them. You can discuss among the team. Okay. So for this, right, we will use Google Docs as the common media for every team. So we will have names for each team. Okay, and the respective team members are assigned, so that you will coordinate among yourself, you will understand the entire requirement, you can discuss it among yourself, so that it will work out as a real-time project. So how does the real-time environment look like? That will be done, but it's more on a remote basis. Okay. Now for that, we have only this Google Docs as a common medium. Okay. If any other better application, if you have noted out, just let me know. Okay. Now this is how. So what we will, from the ITeLearn perspective, what we will do is, we will help you out in or doing in all these activities. But we will not do this spoon feeding, or we will not monitor your uh, hourly activities or minute to minute. We will not just follow up you. Okay, it's you who will drive this. It's you who will understand it. So if any loopholes, or if any pitfalls, if you are not able to do it, we will just help you in doing it. Okay, but uh, but the basic intention is to make you understand about the real-time project. And on top of this, right, once you have done, we will just create some benchmarks, right? A requirement. There are few things like requirement clarification log, where it is called as requirement clarification log. This will create an Excel file where you will post your requirement clarifications. So these are all. One second. So these are all what do you say, the ways where you will communicate with each other, and then we will have the requirement traceability matrix, which is requirement traceability matrix, where the number of you break the requirements during gathering and analysis, and when you start writing your test case, right, you have to link up with your requirements. So that's how we will make sure all the requirements are covered under test cases, and while execution, right, we'll make sure all the test cases are tested, so that the respective requirements are covered under testing. So for making sure, we will have these documents, RCL, RTM, and the last and final thing is closure document with known issues. So once the entire testing is completed, before finalizing that this particular test application is tested in and out, we will just give a closure document saying that these are all tested, and we found these issues, these number of issues, and these are the known issues, known defects that are already present in the requirement. So this is how we complete the entire end-to-end what do you say, project, which will make you feel comfortable on the testing project. Okay. So this is pretty much what we will be covering in these. So it would be independent based testing. We will just guide you how to do it. We will monitor it, and we will what do you say, give feedback on the respective phases. How do you do your activities in the respective phases? Okay. So now I'm done. We'll make it as more interactive session. Any questions? What is the expectation? You just let us know. We'll keep it as interactive session for today. Okay. You can raise your hand, or you can post your question on the chat. If you raise your hand, I'll unmute you so that you can ask the questions. Reena, you had a question? Prachi asked this question: how many hours do we need to give for this project per day? Uh, See, that all depends on you actually. So if you are what do you say, uh, good enough on understanding the requirement, one day, 1 hour of effort is enough. Okay. If not, it will take some time. So yeah, so it all depends on you how much time you want to spend. But ideally speaking, we have estimated that at least of 40 hours of effort is required for doing the complete project. Okay, that includes all end to end. Okay, right from requirement analysis till the testing, at least 40 hours. So you divide the 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks of schedule into the number of hours that you need. Okay. Uh, Indira, we will discuss about it later. Okay. My team will get back to you on this. Uh, okay. So for the ones who have just joined, right? I'll just brief you again. So this particular course is just for making sure that you have an hands-on experience on testing the any of the QA project. So for which, right, we will be using this TurnWave as an application, which is yet to be released into the market, so that you will have some idea on how to test it. So before we release it into the market. So this is an in-house application created by ITeLearn. So we will have a high-level requirement documents for this. Okay. Now, based on the numbers we get into this training, we will divide them into multiple teams. Each team will have at least 5 members, so that there will be a coordination between one among them, and the entire STLC process we will apply on this application. Okay. So right from requirement gathering, analysis, then preparing the test plan or test strategy, writing your test cases, creating the test suite based on the sprint or release, and then execution of the test cases, then doing the defect management, and then the pre and pro release activities. So how do you do it? So typically this is a 2 to 3 weeks project, which will which will be done every alternate day in the week. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Sorry. So how do you do the requirement analysis? We will just guide you. It's you who will do the requirement analysis, and you gather the missed requirements which we gave. So we will just give a requirement on a high level. So you will have to analyze it and then come out with the questions, whatever your clarifications are there on requirement clarification. So we create an requirement clarification log document. It would be typical in Excel sheet. Uh, After this Q&A session, I'll show you how typically the RCL sheet will be. So you can post your questions there. We will be answering to them, and if you have any questions again, we can have a back and forth discussion on that. And once that is done, and we will break the master requirement into sub requirements. So we'll create a requirement traceability matrix. And once you start writing your test cases, right, you will link all the test cases, the respective test case, to the corresponding requirement. So that is RTM document. So this we will do once the RCL is fixed. I mean, we fix the requirements. Okay. And the test case preparation, the test plan document, and then test cases document. So these are all some set of standard documents which we have during the testing. So we will share these documents as a Google Doc itself. You use the template and you create your own test cases or test plan or closure documents. So you share them with me. We will review it, and if any issues are there, or if there are any setbacks or anything is wrong or any modifications are there, we'll just guide you. So it is you who will do the actual task. We will be the one who will guide you, okay, and we will make sure you do the project from end to end. You will have a complete understanding about the STLC process. Okay. So how are we going to show it in? Yes, so you can show it as you have done this project of ITeLearn. ITeLearn had released this project, so we have done this testing. So you can keep it as a project in your resume. So we will guide you also to how to keep it in resume. Okay. This is on training domain actually. Domain. Okay. Okay. For just for your information, domain matters least actually. It's about how do you do the testing activities from starting to the end, so that you will have some hands-on experience. Okay. Okay. So Reena, so this is you should be part of the MOST batch, at least the QA live training project. So QA live training will cost you $200, and this real-time project cost you $50. Okay, I'll ask my team to get back to you if you have any other questions. Uh, Sindhuja is asking, SDLC differs from STLC? Yes, both are different. See, SDLC is more on development lifecycle. STLC is testing lifecycle. So based on the uh, models like waterfall model, sprint-based agile model, or V model, both are different actually. But a little similarity will be there on the requirement analysis. Both will be involved in requirement analysis, requirement plan. So, but here this particular thing will be different to this particular piece. These four will be different to the developers. So they will do the code analysis. They will write their unit test cases. They will develop the entire suite, and they will give it to the. They will deploy it in the respective environment, either it's a QA or somewhere else, or a production environment. Sorry, not production, QA or dev environment. Defect management will be the same. So we find the defects as testers, as a tester, they will fix it. So defect management is common for all. Okay. So this particular four will be different in SDLC or STLC. Yeah, Likita. So TurnWave is a project. So it's a new application which is yet to be released into the market. It's a, say, as part of this training, right? ITeLearn, as from ITeLearn point, we create new applications so that you will have some, what do you say, something to be kept on your resume. So if you say, if I term Google as a live training project, you cannot keep Google in your resume, right? So for that reason, we create our own application so that you can keep out in your resume, stating that you have did something on your own. Okay. Yeah, Herman, you had a question? Okay. Any other questions? Okay, so Likita is asking, based on what business requirement we should work on requirement analysis. So for TurnWave, right? Okay. So say suppose I am the client, okay, and TurnWave application is what I need. Say suppose, okay, and I have a high level requirement stating that this application should have all these features. Okay, so I'll create a requirement document. Generally, we call it as BRD or an SRS document. Okay, so from this live project or training real-time project perspective, we will give that we will give you that particular requirement document. So you analyze the requirement document given. You find excuse, one second. Yeah. So based on that requirement document, you just come up with your questions if you didn't understand the flow of the application. Okay, to give a glimpse, right? If you take Gmail, you will have a login page, and then you on giving successfully giving you a valid credentials, you will go into the inbox page or the landing page, right? So that's the flow. So if on a high level requirement, I'll just say that in the login page, I should have username, password, and once I give a valid credentials, it should go into the landing page. This is what I'll mention in the requirement document. But you should come up, I mean, while doing the requirement analysis, you will come up with the questions like, how do you find the username? So is there any naming convention for username? Whether it should be bold or not, what are the maximum characteristics that should be given in the username text field. Okay, how should the login button apply? So whether it's sign in or login or accept, something like that. So some naming convention should be there. So once if it's an invalid login, what should be the error message? So these are all the questions that come under while doing the requirement analysis. Okay. So hope it answered your question, Likita. Ashish is asking, I do not have any practical working experience in QA testing. I'm coming from banking and would like to change. Yes, so this will help you. So Ashish, the prerequisite is you should have undergone the QA live training where we have discussed about what testing activities are, what is manual testing is all about. So if you have gone through that training, then this particular training will help you in mapping the theoretical knowledge to the real-time environment. Okay. So I would strongly suggest you to see or take the training on manual testing if you haven't done it already. If you have done it already, then I mean, it would be more easy for you to map yourself to that theoretical knowledge. Hope it answered your question, Ashish. Vijay is asking when will we start this class? We will start it from next Monday. Okay. Uh, uh, tomorrow, on 6th we will have a another day one session where we will have a brief glimpse on what exactly we'll be doing, how a requirement document will be. I'll be sharing you the test plan, test strategy document, test cases template, okay, and the closure document template. So I'll be sharing you templates, and we'll just give a brief idea about the manual testing theoretical concepts, okay, before we jump start into the actual project. So the start of this live project is from next week. John, see, the name of the application is TurnWave, TERNWAVE, TurnWave. So Bindi is asking what's the difference between live project and real-time project. So live project is something what we show during the class, theoretical class. So we take an application and show you how do you do the requirement analysis on this, how do you write test cases for this. That's more on high level. I mean, in real time you will not do the end-to-end, right? So we'll just showcase you the theoretical concept on some project which is already in live actually. Something like say Facebook, it's already developed. So if you have to do requirement analysis, how do you do it? There you have a clear-cut understanding about or how the application is already, the Facebook application. But in real-time project, right, that application is still under development. Okay, it is done in phase-by-phase manner, just like how the real-time projects will be. Okay, so you will do it in sprint-based or release-based model so that you will have some a hands-on experience on how a real-time project looks like. How do people work on like that in a real-time project? Okay, doing the team coordination. How do you coordinate with among the team? So how do you, if you find any issues in the requirement stage, how do you escalate it to the respective business analyst or client manager? And how do you get the clarifications? Okay, so this you will have a feel on a real-time project. Hope it answered your question, Bindi. Prachi, uh, Prachi, live project is $200 and real-time project is $50. Okay, but we strongly suggest you to take the live project first, go through the videos. It's easy to understand. It's very easy to understand. Okay, and then we'll start the live. That's the reason we gave a 1 week gap, so that no one, anyone who haven't take the uh, who already attended, who haven't attended the manual testing or live training, they can use that time gap for that. Okay. Uh, Sunita is asking, how are you going to divide members into a team? Most of us might be from US. So that's the catchy situation, right? That is what exactly how it happens in a real-time environment. So developers sit somewhere, clients sit somewhere, testers sit somewhere. I mean, it would be a independent module, right? So you coordinate, that's the reason we are using Google Docs for coordinating among yourself, or you can use GChat, or we can also use the WhatsApp if needed. But ideally we suggest to use Google Chat and Google Docs to coordinate among yourself. Okay. We will make sure that people staying in the same time zone will be made part of the team. We don't want you to what is someone from India and someone from US be part of same team. Okay, we'll make sure based on the numbers we got in the what do you say the registered site. We'll make sure people of the same time zone fall under the same team. Okay. I mean, anyway, if you have any issues, right, we can sort it out. I mean, if you don't want to be part of that team because you are on a different time zone or you have some constraints, we will change it. Okay. Likita is asking, how will you share the Google Doc to all of us? So we have your email IDs, right? We are under the impression, or we are safely assuming that all of us have the Google access and Google credentials, Gmail credentials. So we will give access to, we will for respective team, we will create access to their respective folders. But ideally, right, we suggest or we always suggest people to look into the other team members also. So we will give a common access to all people, so that they can also look into other people's other teams folder also. But it will be read only access for them. Okay. Yes, Anil, but you should also take the live project training also. That's $200. Okay. So if you already have paid for it, then you can join for this project also. So Bindi is again asking, all the sessions will be at the same time. Yes, yes, we will have it 1 hour earlier. Today we had a clash of timing. That's the reason we postponed it a bit later. Yes, we will do it 6:30 PST. Okay, a bit early. I know we are having this daylight saving. Sakshi is asking, could we able to review the project requirement which you are going to discuss on 6th April? Yes, we will be doing it. So we will just give a glimpse on what the entire requirement is all about. Okay, so that way you will have some feel about what is the actual project you're doing. But we strongly suggest this will be a good application for you because it has uh, uh, some good things to be tested. Actually, you will do the end-to-end manual testing. Okay. Manual testing training is already completed, Cynthia. We have videos for it. If you are interested, right, you can join that. We'll share you the videos. It is very easy to understand. Okay. So Anu is asking, she's in EST zone. So it would be a 1 hour session daily. Okay. On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. John C is asking, is there a development team as in real time? Yes, we are having it actually. So the application is under development now. So as and when if you find any flow of the application is not correct, we will notify the respective development team and they will change it accordingly. So in real time, how actually the developers work, that's how it is going to happen in this particular project also. But on a high level, just for your information, this application is in a what do you say, is in unstable state. So if we have a high level what do you say, screens, but the flow is not yet completely defined. So this the once you test it, right, if you will find many defects. So we will be fixing it as how it will be done in the real time. Okay. Uh, Ra- Raja Verman is asking this. Okay. I mean, we need to discuss more on this. I mean, I actually, frankly speaking, I didn't understand completely on this. Wait, let me ping my email ID. We will have a discussion later. Harman, these STLC videos are, if you are a paid member for the live session, you can access them. We will share you the details. But can you just mail me after this call so that we will have, I'll sort it out how we can do it, okay? Or I'll ask my team to get back to you, okay? Bindi, yes, we have to pay it before 11th of this month, okay? Harini is asking what is the application we used at ITeLearn. So TurnWave is the application which we are using for testing as of now. Is that the question you mean? Yes, the first 3 classes will be free. First today and day one. From Monday it would be a paid session. Okay. Nazmul is asking what kind of testing tools we will use. Okay, so that's the most trickiest part. For requirement gathering, we are and requirement analysis or test case or test suite management, we are not using any of the tool because HPLM is a what do you say, paid application. Mm, at least for now, we are not planning any open source tools as of now. But the future plan is to use any of the open source applications or any freewares like Jira or any other tool. But as of now, we will use Excel sheet as the mode of communication. Okay. So for requirement analysis, we'll use Excel sheet. For test case management, we'll use Excel sheet. For test plan or test strategy creation, we'll use Word document. Okay. What is the role of TurnWave? TurnWave is an training application which is used as a medium of communication between trainers and trainees. It is our flagship project which we want to project it as an application actually going forward, but still it is in a development phase. Lovely. The team size would be at least 5 members. Okay. Rajesh, if you have already took the manual training a couple of years back and live project, we would all again suggest you to, I mean, for this particular project, let me ask my team to get back to you. Okay? Can you remind me after this call on my email ID, please? so that I'll ask my team to get back to you again. Okay. Turn wave is a training specific domain. See, so I am the trainer and you all are the trainees, right? So going forward, if you have to communicate with me, not at least going forward means from today, if you have any questions, right? All the while we are using Gmail or chat for discussing about any questions, right? But I may or may not be able to use the Gmail all the while, or I may not be able to answer it. So having it as an app in your mobile where I get as a pop messages saying that, hey, this particular person has a question on this particular point. So the trainers will be available online to answer them in a simple way. Just like in WhatsApp, right? We get messages from the team members, so we answer it promptly, right? So we have a history where we can go and see it, right? So similarly, we are just creating an app, TurnWave as an app, so that it would be used by others also. Okay. Hope it answered your question. Yeah, the templates will be provided by us, Bindi. Yes. Indira, the next two classes, right? We'll be covering more on the requirement of the TurnWave application. So, okay, so I'll just give you a glimpse on high level. I'll share you the requirement documents, okay, and we will be creating the team members, and we'll assign it to the respective team so that we will coordinate. How do we coordinate? What we'll be sharing you the templates, all the respective, I mean, test case templates, test strategy templates, test plan templates, closure document, requirement analysis, RCL documents. So all these templates will share, and we will discuss on the columns that are present in these templates. Okay. Yes, Sakshi. After this project, we will be giving an experience letter, but I'll just confirm it again from the team once again. Okay. But ideally, we give it saying that we have done this as a what do you say, project. Okay. So I'm sharing my email ID to all so that it could be if you have any questions right after this session also you can ask. Yeah, so Asfia is asking, are you going to give me the BRD or specification document? Yes, yes, we will be sharing you the SRS or BRD document or this requirement document. Okay, we will have an industry specific standard document template that we will be sharing. In that we'll mention the requirements, say providing some mock-ups, the actual requirement description, where to be tested, what are the expectations. Okay. So the standard template or document will be shared with you. Yeah, if you don't, if you want to leave, you can leave. Sindhuja will answer this question later. Can you please mail me back after this session, please, on my email ID? Yeah, so any payment related issues, right, please mail us on NMA my email ID or to the sales team. We'll be very happy to answer your question, okay? So yes, Veera. So once we have done it right, we'll start from Monday, okay? On 6th, I mean, the next session we will give you the glimpse on the requirements. So you can parallelly start your requirement analysis, but from Monday, right, we will do the complete requirement document. We'll provide you the complete requirement document. We'll fix it because that's how the actual environment will also be. So based on your questions, we can modify the requirement also. So that's when the actual requirement clarification starts. Okay. Yeah, so John C, I shared my email ID. So okay. Just, I mean, just to consolidate, right? If you can mail, or if you all can mail me with your questions, I'll answer them. So that for me also it would be good for tracking. Okay. Yes, Likita, you will have to actually. Okay. So Harini, will each team will be assigned differently? See, the same requirement will be given to all actually. See, that's how we actually planned, because you will be knowing how to do the things completely, right? So in the again in the 5-member team which we are deciding, you will take support of the requirement. So one person will be handling one requirement. So if you say a requirement R is there, and you have divided it to R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, or say suppose this particular application is having 5 screens. Okay, so screen 1 will be handled by team member 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So like that we will divide, that you will divide among yourselves. Okay, or if you want to be us to guide on how do you divide that, that will also help you in doing it. Okay, so each member, obviously the screen 1 will be interacting with screen 2, right? So when you write the integration test cases, you will have interaction between these two. So for fifth person who is doing screen 5, he need to have complete understanding about screen 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So if you see it anyway, there's a complete relationship between all the 5 members. So they should go hand in hand. Okay. Once you start, right, you will have some clear picture on it. Harini, did it answer question or you still okay? Uh, any other questions, please? Okay. Oh, EST. 1 second. It say 6:30 p.m. PST means 9:30 p.m. EST. Ravindran, once you join the session, right, we'll share you the documents. Okay. Yes. So Veera, it would be 9:30 EST your time. Okay. Yeah, 9:30 to 10:30. That's right. See, again, just for your clarification, you need not stay 1 hour also. So if you have any questions on the requirement, you can ask them or you can post them. We will clarify them. Okay. It's up to you when you want to coordinate with your team members. So you can, once the team is set up, right, you coordinate among yourself. For each team, we will create a folder with all these documents, see, requirement clarification document, test case, test plans, all the documents, whatever are there, right? So you keep on updating them and we will just come up with our feedback, okay? Or any the answers to the questions, whatever you have asked on the RCL, okay? But that one particular 1 hour will be for question and answers for all the people so that they will understand. So say I suppose I have a question which I didn't ask, which I or overlooked, or if I didn't find that this requirement is having some flaw, some other team may find it, right? So while they ask those questions, you can also have a clear understanding. Yeah, so I missed this particular requirement, or I missed this particular test case. So for having a common platform, we are just creating this 1 hour session. Okay. Oh, sorry. maybe uh, maybe some communication issue. We'll make sure we just communicate it in a correct manner. Okay. Generally, we say it as 7:30 PST, but somehow. Yes, Anil. We have even in people in CST timing also. Okay. We will make sure we see once the training is once the session is completed, right? Based on the or else one thing we will do it. So today I'll after day one, right? I'll create an Excel sheet where there will be a column called as a time zone. Okay, based on the time zones we will filter. Okay, so that way you will have we will make sure you don't have any problem. Okay. Again, and we are reiterating it. It's you who will coordinate among yourself. So what time you want to coordinate? So that all depends on you. Okay. It's just that during this 1 hour session, you will have the feedback session. It will be feedback kind of session. Okay. Or question and answer session. That's it. It's you who will coordinate among yourself. Okay. Lovely. Could you explain on sprint? So this is all the testing models actually, sprint-based models. Okay. So if you have a went through the manual training, then you will get a complete picture. Dhaval, weekly sessions will be 1 hour or different when started. No, this will be 1 hour session that would be fixed at 6:30 PST going forward. Okay. 6:30 PST will be 9:30 EST. Okay. Uh, so it would be 1 hour session. If you have any doubts or if you are having any questions, just like how we are doing it now today, we will be discussing on the same. Okay. But all these questions will be posted. So suppose if you have a question that you got it on the weekend, in the RCL document you will post that question. Okay. So on the Monday's class when we join, so I know all the questions, right? So I will be answering them. So that way we will not waste much of your time. Okay. So whatever I explain, though I explain it in the respective RCL document or test case document, but discussing it will have a more impact, right? So that's the reason we will have these sessions. Okay. Yes, John. See, once this session is completed, right? We will send you the what is the documents. Okay. But let me consolidate all. I mean, I don't have a complete picture on who are the paid members, right? So once I'll discuss with my team and then we will get back to you all. Okay. Just bear with us with 1 2 days of time. Okay. So any other questions, please? Okay. Okay, so no other questions? So Najmul, yes, we also execute this test case in the application. Yes, so for each person, we will have the same access. Say, suppose as this application is, one will be a trainee login, one will be a trainer's login, and one will be an admin login. Okay, so we'll create 3 different logins and we'll share the credentials with all. Okay, so you will test in perspective of training, you will test in the perspective of a trainer, and you will test in the perspective of admin. Okay, so you will in a real time you will be testing on this particular application. So everything will be given to you. Okay, Wednesday's class will be on the same time. Yes, no, no. I'll make sure it would be at 6:30 PST, okay? Because for few it is taking some time. I mean, it is dragging till 11 o'clock. It's already 11 at CST. So we'll have it a 1 hour session, 1 hour prior, okay? Maybe at 6:30. But we will communicate it back to you, okay? Yes, Madhavi, you will get a recording of this session. We will post it on YouTube also. But anyway, we'll share with all of you, okay? Yes, and we'll make sure it will be at 6:30. We don't want you to wake up wake late. Okay, so we are good now. So no other questions? Okay then. So thanks for all who have all joined. Hope we'll meet you again on 6th, and we will continue for doing the live real-time project. Okay. Thank you all for joining again. Good night and good day.